Welcome, everybody, yet another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. You all are enjoying your day? Awesome. If not, well, let's see what this episode does for you. So, I got this episode planned, and I got one that I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for a recap on. But this one I thought would precede that one. I'll give a spoiler now. The next episode after this, so we're going to be finally talking about everything involving mark scan enforcement and how they tore apart a community. So that's going to be the episode after this. But this, as you can tell by the title, is about a period that I don't know if a lot of people that are at least listening to this on YouTube or maybe other certain platforms may have been fully familiar or aware of this subject. And it's what I like to call the WWE'S copyright Armageddon in 2012. Yeah, tongue twister. It's been a long time. By the time I'm recording this, I've been going through a lot of overtime at work, so I'm trying to get my brain set into the right mode. But this is a period that I like to recall as the copyright Armageddon in 2012, where WWE out of nowhere went on a quote-unquote rampage in 2012, and they just started copyright striking everything that moved on YouTube. Let me give you a recap, because this kind of coincides with my history on YouTube. So, people know I've been on the website since 2010, and my first ever channel was Zuniga's Man, not the same one that I have as a variety channel right now on YouTube. But it was my first channel where I did first ever uploads started talking wrestling and all that stuff. Well, between then and August 2012, I was kind of going back and forth with getting copyright strikes, all courtesy of WWE. Well, out of nowhere on August 10, 2012, the day before my 2-year anniversary on YouTube, my channel was terminated for copyright strikes. Thanks for the timing there, WWE. But after this was when things really went downhill, at least on the website, for a little while, because that was one of the first 4 channels that I ever lost out of the 7 that have been taken down for one reason or another by YouTube. So, starting all of a sudden in September of 2012, a lot of channels and videos just started disappearing from the website, courtesy of WWE, aka World Wrestling Entertainment. What was going on was that during that period, Vince McMahon's wife, Linda McMahon, was going through her Senate campaign. I believe it was the first one of the two, both of them complete failures, by the way, hint hint. But I guess from the news that I'm reading, according to a report that I'm sure you can find online, I know I've got a bookmark somewhere on my web browser, that whoever her opponent was in this whole campaign, I don't know if it was one person or multiple people, but I know one person was doing one of those smear campaigns that you see during elections, which you see all the time. Like, you hear every time I'm sure we've all seen or heard it on the radio or on television, you see some kind of ad going on where somebody's trying to downplay and smear the other person just to try to sway people away from voting for them. You see it all the time during election season. Well, the person that was doing an anti-Linda McMahon campaign at the time during this whole election was using WWE content that they found on YouTube in order to run an ad campaign saying, hey, here's what Linda used to be associated with. What was WWE's response? Start striking everything that moves on the website that's their content. And I'm talking about full-on strikes. I'm not talking about content ID video blocked worldwide. I'm talking about strike takedowns, which I wish some people on the website would know the difference between, because there are videos that get blocked and people say, oh, copyright strike. No. If it's not a takedown, video gone, you have to, like in saying copyright strike, where you give 3 of them, you lose your channel. If it's not one of those, it's not a strike. Video being blocked worldwide on its own is not a strike unless it says so on your account. Some people get those things mixed up. So, during this period, they decided to start copyright striking everything they could find that could be listed as controversial in terms of WWE content that could be used against Linda again. Myself was in the crosshairs with 3 other channels. On September the 2nd of 2012, I believe I may have a video on one of my channels about this when going through the Wayback Machine. I had a YouTube channel called DoubleZTV, where its whole essential purpose was uploading WWE matches. Now, this was back in the day where you could crop out the WWE logo from the bottom of the video, and it would tend to be fine and be able to be posted, so you didn't have to do that whole windowed feature of, like, video in video or some sparkly background and then a frame around the WWE action in the corner of a video. This was a different time. And I was doing that for a lot of matches, whether it be on television or pay-per-view. And on September the 2nd, 2012, that channel got taken down, which got 3 strikes in 2 days. You heard me correctly. Got 1 strike on September the 1st, and 2 more strikes the day after that channel was gone. Now, I think that channel had around 700 subscribers, if memory serves me right. I can't remember. It's been many years. The 3rd channel that I lost was on September the 15th, called WWF WWE Highlights. Name easily says right there, where it was pretty much highlight videos. You know, the old school stuff that you used to see back in the day, where I don't think it's really prevalent now, where you would have video matches just chopped up with highlights and then overdubbed by music. Amazing video concept to do, and that was one of my favorites to do. But on September the 15th, that channel got taken down by WWE. So 2 channels were taken down within the course of the month. Now, I can't remember the exact videos for the highlights channel or even Double Dark Z. I remember maybe all the videos for Zuniga's Man, but this was before the period happened. But in the 4th channel that I lost ended up being months later, where in February 2013, that's when I lost Double Z's The Man. And I'm sure that name may be familiar, because if y'all listened to my intro over the years, saying, "What is up, everybody? It's DWZTV, Zuniga's Man, Double Z's The Man, whatever," you could hear that in there. That channel, I think that was a channel where I don't know to this day what the 3rd and final strike was for in terms of like what video got taken down, but I know it was WWE. Now, I'm bringing this subject up because this is going to be relevant to the next episode I talk about, because when it came to all of these strikes that are happening during this lengthy period, all of these strikes were issued by WWE. There was no third-party company getting involved. It was every single strike was given by World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, one thing that I remember them kind of alluding to a little bit on television, it was the night after Night of Champions 2012. We remember the main event was John Cena and CM Punk ending in a double pinfall draw. The next night on Raw, Paul Heyman came out with a referee, and on the Titantron they showed footage that a fan filmed from his own cell phone in the front row, showing the match finish of John Cena CM Punk from a different angle, with that German suplex off the middle rope to show that John Cena's shoulders were down from a different angle. Paul Heyman brought up this whole video for everybody's attention, and he said, and I believe, and you can still see this if you rewatch that episode of Raw, saying that earlier today, that video was taken down, probably by John Cena. Okay, probably not the best Paul Heyman impression, but as soon as I heard that, my blood boiled, because this was during the month, the beginning, where WWE was issuing strikes, and it was kind of like, felt like a little shot at all the channels that were being taken down, because it was not John Cena that got that fan cam video taken down from their cell phone. It was WWE. Because remember, they were the one going through all these strikes during this period, but saying, "Oh, it must have been John Cena giving all of these strikes and getting this video taken down." So yeah, every time I hear that, every time I remember that whole promo, I keep remembering, "Gurk, gurk, gurk," almost like a twitch of sorts. But anyway, that was not a fun period because, like I said, videos and channels were being taken down everywhere you look. Every time you blinked, channels were gone. I mean, it's almost like when you have a whole horde of freaking bees or wasps around a wasp nest and you spray freaking insecticide around it. Next thing you know, more and more bugs just drop like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that was not a fun period. But of course, the next episode, it's going to be even a less fun period because it impacted a lot of people as well. But in this case, there are more names that you're most likely familiar with. So let me know what you all thought in the comment section below about this subject, folks. Was anybody that was listening to this even remember that? Like, the only person I knew that also got taken down during that time was Mr. Solid Blake. Because I know he lost his first channel during this, because I think he lost his channel, his original Mr. Solid Blake channel, the same day I lost Double Dark Z. So he's the only person I remember off the top of my head being affected by all this, but I honestly don't remember anybody else. But anyway, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this episode, folks, remember, leave a like, comment what you thought below, subscribe with the bell turned on if you're listening to this on YouTube, or follow on any other service that you may be listening to, whether it be Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever it may be. So thanks for listening, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Yep. That's better. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. There we go. Peace out, and good day, everybody. I gotta work on that snap better.